before we get carried away, because I feel like we're fast running out of time, but we haven't gotten to the practicalities of it all. I want to know from you, in your opinion, the do's and don'ts. Because some will then say, okay, we're not having sex, but I masturbate.
Okay.
We're not having sex, but we fondle.
Yeah.
It may be oral, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
In your opinion, celibacy, do's and don'ts.
I was saying, Guti, there's a scripture that says, do not stimulate. Run from anything that stimulates the lust of the flesh. So when you masturbate, you are not stimulating the spirit man. When you masturbate, you are stimulating the flesh. Because when you masturbate, there is no way you are going to think of Psalms 23 when you are masturbating. Sure. You are going to be thinking of that sipo that once gave it to you so nicely. Was the wakotwa, was the one gena
yes.
Secondly, about toys. Toys have a world of its own as well. And they're deep. They're very deep. And I always say to people...
Excuse the pun.
Excuse the pun.
Pun not intended.
Not intended. They have a world of their own, just like masturbation. Because the minute you stimulate your flesh, you engage, because sex is spiritual. So you engage with whatever spiritual force that is available at that time. Because you are not thinking of the Bible when you're masturbating. So sex can be used by demons. Sex can be used for godly purpose. That's why some people suffer from sexual demons. I think that's another topic for another
Jesus.
So when you engage in sex, that is not godly. Remember, I said this is an altar. So when you open up that altar, then you are allowing the worshippers of that altar to come.
You're defiling yourself.
Then you wonder why people don't have self-control. Because there's a spirit of lust that has been embedded on you that you have opened.
How do you remove that spirit of lust?
Because with every
everybody
addiction,
wants, like, give me some ways of removing the spirit of lust,
said,
please.
You said sex is an addiction. It was an addiction. And the nature of addiction is I leave this and I replace it with something else. So how do you do that?
Look, because it's an addiction from a biological perspective. The biological perspective says when you have sex, you release a hormone called oxytocin. That hormone makes you addicted to sex. That's the hormone that makes you bond with your partner from a biological level. But from a spiritual level, that's why our God, it's just that he's the God of the end, from the end to the beginning. So we don't understand. That's why he had said no sex, because he knew that when that happens for him, it's not an addiction. It is something that is meant. Worship is something that is required on each and every day for God. So when you are doing it from that place, it is a worship. It is not an addiction. So you are expected to do it because you worship God. But now, coming back to the biological point of it, that when you have done it, you become addicted, the only prayer you need to do, honestly, is to go back to God and ask for forgiveness, and ask for purification, to purify yourself, to cleanse yourself. And you need to fast as well. Because Paul says some demons need
only come out through
and
fasting.
So remember, they have planted in your womb. It's because whatever is planted, at some point it needs to harvest. And I always tell people, even when they marry without consecrating themselves, that's why you find adultery in marriages, because there was a seed that was planted even before marriage.
And now you're eating the fruit.
Yes, because when you plant the seed of the devil, you can't plant the seed of the devil, that is lust and fornication, and expect holiness in marriage. It has to come out. Their seeds of the devil has to come out, and how they manifest in most of the marriages, it's adultery that we see. It's pornography. People are addicted in pornography while they're married. People don't engage in, even sexually, they don't engage in a holy manner. Some people can't even have sex with their partners because they masturbate, because even before getting married, somebody opened up their selves and their body to that world, that now when they're supposed to have sex with the partner, they can't feel the partner unless a person does it themselves. It's because you've opened yourselves up to that world.
We've opened up this world. world. How do we close this world down? We started this conversation. I think we'll have to continue it at another time because it's definitely so layered. Very quickly, how do people get a hold of you as we wrap?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook, Ayanda-Ndiki, Instagram, same thing, brand Ayanda-Ndiki, Twitter, Ayanda-Ndiki.
All of the above.
Yeah, all of the above. Other than that, they can just search for me. They will find my details on my website.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you
very much for having joined us. I trust you've enjoyed this conversation and learned a lot. I know all of us have had so many things to think about. Continue to search the scriptures for yourself. Read the word, understand what it says so that you can correctly handle the word of truth and you can be a servant who does not have to feel ashamed but knows exactly how to handle the things of God. Thank you very much for having joined us once again. We'll see you again next time.
Stay celibate.
Yes.